All right. So, first of all, thank you for letting me coach you through this cycle. I know that as a school, our goals are literacy, specifically in writing. So, to gain better achievement, writing achievement. Okay, and so the student skills that you guys are focusing on specifically in writing are
Writing their first name, and then making connections to text with a picture, and like labeling the picture.
okay. So here we're going to identify 3 goals that you want to work on, and then we'll specifically work on 1 goal.
Okay.
So if you think about your classroom and what you would like to improve, what comes to mind?
My phonemic awareness section, for sure.
What specifically in phonemic awareness?
Like the dictation of like the CVC words and making sure they're taught in the right way.
Okay.
And then I probably would say another like phonemic awareness that I think I could improve on was like teaching alliteration.
Teaching alliteration?
Yeah. So like they know what an alliteration is, but they're struggling to identify them right now. So there's that, and then probably let's say like shared reading type of thing, just like a read aloud type of moment, just to make sure I pull those higher questions.
Okay. So specifically in questioning.
Yeah.
Now, with your phonemic awareness goal, why do you think that is important to have or to work towards?
Because they can identify like the specific sounds, but like blending those sounds is harder for them. So they just need to work that blending so they can eventually read and identify those words.
Okay, and then as far as teaching alliteration, what would be the purpose?
To they can hear like the onsets of each word like match in that way, because they can say like they'll say yes, it's an alliteration, but it's like way off from an alliteration because the onsets aren't the same, but they think it is because they sound like a tongue twister.
Oh, I see. Okay, so they have an idea of alliteration, they just don't know, they haven't mastered.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so you want it to be mastery. Now thinking about your kids, what would you say that their mastery level would look like? So like in percentage wise, would you expect?
I'd say 80%.
About 80%?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So together, you and I are going to plan. Okay. We're gonna also look at your TEKS. Okay, so we can map out TEKS, or if you want to say break the TEKS down.
Okay.
Okay. And you specifically, something that I'd like you to work on before the next time that I go in to observe would be just to plan your lesson the way you normally do it.
Okay.
Don't do anything extra or anything that you don't normally do, just so that we can get a good vision of like what's already in place, and we can go from there.
Okay.
So plan accordingly. Okay. And then so what I'm going to do is I'm going to model for you. I'm going to observe for you. And then, of course, we're going to have that conversation piece also. So conferencing. Oh, I should put that over here. Okay. Now, thinking about your 3 goals, and I know that you put phonemic awareness at the top of your goal. So I would say that because you said that one first, that one's most important to you. Okay. So when you think about phonemic awareness, can you tell me how are you going to know that your students are showing progress? What would it look like?
When they're more vocal and more like excited about like the blending, and be able to at least get the 2 of the 3 sounds blended right, and then even just identifying like if it's if I say k, they know it's a C type of a thing.
Okay.
Just, I don't know, it's hard to phrase.
No, I understand. So they'll be able to have more accuracy, I guess?
Yeah, I guess that would be the best way.
Okay. So when you think about phonemic awareness, and you think about, because I know you mentioned dictation, so dictation has to do with writing, right? So phonemic awareness is more auditory.
Auditory, yeah.
Now, the phonological awareness, it still falls under there.
Yeah.
So I know that the phonemic awareness is all auditory, and then the dictation is writing. So which one or which piece would you want to focus on more?
I feel like, because they can hear it, but then translating it into it. So I guess like the dictation. Taking it. So.
Okay, so here it has mid-year and end of year. We're not going to do those, but I would like to set a date for myself to go in and observe this block. So typically, like, how long is your dictation block?
So it's like 10 minutes maybe is what we get. Sometimes it's more, sometimes it's less, just depending on their wiggles. And
okay. And what, more or less, you know what time you do it?
So they go to restroom 9:30, so it's like 9:45.
About 9:45. Okay. So, what would be a good date for you for me to come and see that part of your routine?
I'd have to say either this, probably because my coach comes in on those 2 days, so it'd probably be
the 17th?
17th, yeah.
Okay. So let's push for the 17th. Observation. At 9:45. Okay, and that's perfect because that's during my conference, so I could just shoot over there. All right. So, and then just to give you an idea, this is what the cycle is going to look like, and it's only going to be 2 weeks. So we'll plan together. We'll do these things together, whether that's me going and recording your lesson so that we can see it, if you agree. And then if not, just me observing and taking notes while you do it. And then we'll look at what we did or what you did, and then we can reflect on what some things that went well and some things that we could do better. And then I can go in, if we choose, to model a section or a way, and then we can we'll take it from there. So after this observation, then we'll do maybe, I don't know if you can meet that day after school. If not, we can, y'all are gone the 18th. So can we meet this day after school for the conference? Okay. So we'll do a post-conference after 3:30
That's fine.
or 3:30-ish,
Yeah.
depending on dismissal. Okay. And then once we do that, then we'll go from there.
Okay.
Okay? Do you have any questions for me?
No.
Sure?
We're good.
All right. I appreciate you. Thank you so much.
No problem.